Hey guys, so please ignore my hair. I haven't brushed my curls out yet, but I'm here today to film a little demo slash compare on the NYX Brow Glue and the Schwarzkopf Got2B Glued Spiking Gel. I have naturally coarse hair, which means that I also have coarse eyebrows, and brow gel is no match for them. I have tried them all and none of them have worked. So I've been kind of in the market for something that will actually hold my brows in place. Now, I have been using the Got2B Glued Spiking Gel, but like, it's kind of annoying. I mean, it's cheap as fuck. It's only $3, like for this giant container, I think, something like that. Something cheap, maybe $6. But I mean, this will last me my whole life. But it's kind of a pain in the ass to have to like put this on a spoolie and like brush it through and then like wash my spoolie all the time because it gets all crusty with the glue on it. So when I saw this come out, I was super excited. This is basically supposed to be like this, but in a little container here. This was also super cheap. I believe the brow glue was only $10. So I wanted to kind of test out these two products, like compare them on each brow and wear them throughout the day today and see what lasts better. I also picked up 2 shades of the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pens because I have really been wanting to try a brow pen, but I don't want to pay for shipping from Glossier and I don't want to have to buy a high-end product. These were only $14 each, and the only reason I bought 2 was because free shipping in Canada for NYX is $30, and also because I wasn't sure what shade I would need, so I grabbed the shades Espresso and Ash Brown. I always go for cool tones because, as you can see, my brows are pretty cool toned, and also I find that a lot of like the shade brunette looked so warm toned, like a little unnatural. Like, as you can see from my roots, my hair is naturally a bit cool toned. I have some warm in my hair, obviously, but yeah, so we're gonna compare those today, and I'm kind of excited to see how they work and to see if I can make these brow pens look bomb in my brows. So before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel. Up every Tuesday and Thursday. I do makeup content, I do commentary content, and yeah, you should stick around. Sorry for the lighting. It's so fucking gloomy out today, so I'm using my ring light and I feel a little ghostly. So I'm gonna start with the Got2B. What I do is just put, honestly, that's probably way too much since I'm just doing one brow, but I put this on my hand. I use this spoolie from the ColourPop brow thing just because I like how it's pretty firm. So I'm just going to literally tap into there. I also do want to show you, I like to do this. It's just so you can see like how 3D my brows are. Like, they really stick out. And I mean, both eyebrows are the same. So once I have that in there, what I like to do is brush through, and then I like to backwards brush because I really I'm like making my eyebrows look crazy because I really want the brow gel to get to like the base of the hairs and like around the hairs. Again, I have really coarse hair, so I need to do this. So then I'm going to start brushing it in kind of the shape I want. And as you can see, if you have like fine hair or eyebrow hair that's pretty manageable, this would be great. I highly recommend this. And honestly, I feel like I put too much in my front, so I'm just gonna wipe it out. And now, as you can see, I still have some hairs that are kind of like sticking up here, so I just kind of take my finger and I will run it over just my ends. I find that's where my hair is the worst. Like these little hairs down here, like part of me is like, should I just pluck them? Maybe. And then I'm just going to brush the fronts kind of more up. So you can see how that brow looks compared to this brow. And now the Got2B gel, I find I like to like just use a little fan and dry it just so that it doesn't move while it's drying. I dry it kind of extra fast. Now, I know a lot of people will use like the flat side of a spoolie to press the hairs onto their face for a really laminated look. Personally, I don't love that. I want them to look fluffy and stand up, but I also don't want them to be like fully glued to my face. It's just not my vibes, but like, do you, girl? So you can see some hairs kind of standing up here, but like I can't make them cooperate. So I'm just gonna move on to the other brow with the NYX Brow Glue. So like I showed you guys, this is the wand. It's nice and tiny. And the brow glue is pretty clear, which I like. So I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna brush through and then brush backwards. I just find this works best for me to really coat the brows. I'm looking like Andy Rooney. And then we're going to do this. Now I'm finding the ends here need more product. So instead of redipping, what I'm gonna do is just, this brush is pretty malleable. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe some of it on the back of my hand, pick it up, and then just kind of, again, flatten the ends because that's where I personally have issues. And again, I did just redip one time just to kind of really flatten out these ends. And like there's some hairs that are still standing up, but that's just life. So now I'm just gonna kind of stand back and look at both of them. I do think that the front here is a little too producty, so I will kind of wipe it off. And what I'm gonna do is just take a clean spoolie and run through it just to kind of disperse that product a bit. I do feel like this brow looks slightly more laid than the glued side, and I didn't really do anything different. And I'm not sure which one I like more. So now, because I kind of got some glue around the brows, what I'm doing is just gonna take a Q-tip with my micellar water on it and just kind of clean it up slightly, because if you try to put your foundation on over where the glue is on your skin, it will flake off, especially on the Got2B side, which I've realized before. So I just kind of will take this and go back and forth just to make sure there's no excess glue. So I zoomed you guys out a little bit just so you can kind of see the brows. I always think that you should do your, like, I like to like do my brows up close, but then also take steps back in the middle to just kind of view them on my face. This brow automatically does the rock eyebrow. I don't want to talk about it. But I do have to say, I like both of them, to be honest. This one looks a little bit fluffier to me, so I kind of might think that this has better hold than this one. But I also just, I love the packaging with this one. Obviously, this is more expensive and you get more product here, but this is probably more user-friendly. So let's try out these babies. I'm gonna start with Ash Brown. I will say, I really wish that they put these in like different colored packaging like they did the outer carton, because it's so annoying to have to be like, what the fuck shade is this? And like, okay, this one's Ash Brown and this one's Espresso, but like, they look the same. Oh, this is how fine the pen is. This is Ash Brown and this is Espresso. So both really nice colors. I'm gonna start with Ash Brown just because I don't want my brows to be too dark, but I like the tones of these a lot. They're not too warm or really too cool. They're more like neutral toned. I'm gonna start like in the middle of my brow because like your girl is not trying to fuck up the fronts first. And I do feel like in order to get the finest like line, you need to do kind of like straight on as opposed to laying it flat, because you'll get a thicker line there, because obviously the base of the pen is a bit thicker. I will say this does look very natural. It's natural. There might be a little bit of a learning curve, but honestly, I don't find this that difficult to use. And like if it gets too dark, I'm just gonna blot it. And you can always clean up with concealer after. Okay, so I'm just gonna move back just so you can see like personally, I think just the brow glue is a great look for every day. I mean, I have very full brows, so for me, I could just do the brow glue and it keeps my brows in place. And like they look pretty decent, but like even like this brow, look at her. She's gorgeous. So since I have, honestly, I will say for an everyday look, this brow is probably fine, like this color ash brown. So I will say you probably could go like a shade lighter than you think you are with this product, because like I think that's a beautiful brow. But I am gonna add a little bit of espresso just for some dimension, since I have both of the shades anyways. We might as well. Okay, honestly, we love her. And it's very easy to like now look at my brow and be like, okay, right here in my like arch, I feel like it's a little naked. So I'm just going to honestly do like 2 strokes and you're beautiful. I love her. This, like, look at how fluffy this brow looks compared to this brow. I'm shook. Okay, let's try this brow now. I also don't really feel like there's much of a learning curve with these. Like I've heard some people say that they're difficult to get the hang of, but I mean, maybe a slight learning curve, but like I'm not having that much trouble. I will say it almost feels like a little bit more difficult to use the pen over top of the NYX Brow Glue, which is kind of annoying. Like it's almost like the film of the brow glue just means you have to work a little bit harder. Like this brow, I definitely felt like was easier than what's happening over here. So now I'm gonna take Espresso and just kind of darken her up. Like look at right here. I keep trying to put color there and it like extends out, but it's not like sticking right there. I'm not sure if I didn't let it dry long enough or what's happening, but it's almost like there's a residue that's making it hard for color to stick. Because like as you can see, this brow looks darker almost. Okay, there we go. I feel like we're a little more even now, although I want some hairs up here. Okay, so this is where we are brow wise. I'm not mad. I kind of like this brow better than this brow. I don't know. I'm gonna put on the rest of my face because brows always look crazy like this just alone. But I will say, so far, really loving the products and really loving these pens a lot. So I'll be back. All right, so face is on. I literally just put on the Auric Glow Lust and some concealer. The brows look really nice. Like my fluffy dream brows for sure. I will say putting the pen over top of the brow glue was a little tricky. I might need to let it like set for a little bit longer or like dry for a little bit longer, but it almost like creates a film over your brows, which is stupid because you obviously want to do the pen after your brows are snatched in place. But these are the brows. Like I didn't clean them up or anything with concealer. I just kind of like was careful when I was doing my makeup around them. But like they're so fluffy. I probably could have like here isn't really that straight, but I also like kept going in and adding stuff, and then I was like, okay, bitch, you're doing that thing where you keep going in and fucking with it and you're making it worse. So I made myself stop. But as far as hold goes, they both have some hairs out of place, but I will say the NYX Brow Glue has more hairs out of place, like this one right here and these ones here. Maybe I'm gonna add a little bit more, like just gently over top to see if I can lay them down without fucking around with my, like right, this hair right here. What is she doing? She doesn't even know. I'm just gonna kind of gently comb over them and even do it with like the end of the spoolie where there's more product, and then just kind of lay her. So right now it's noon. It is 12:20. We'll say noon because I did take some time to obviously put my face on. So I am going to run some errands with my husband, which is why I didn't put a full beat on or anything. And basically I'm going to test the hold and wear of these products. I think the brow pen will wear fine because like if I really scrub it, it comes kind of off, but even still, and I probably won't be touching my brows that much. So yeah, overall, very impressed. Honestly, my favorite product probably is the NYX brow pens. I definitely think if you're looking for a brow pen, this one is so cheap. It's $14 in Canada, so like not bad. I might go a shade lighter than what you think, just because I feel like you want it to look the most natural, but I do feel like this is probably the best my brows have like ever looked in their lives. So let me know down below what you guys think, and I will be back with a check-in on how the brow gel is holding. I do think Got2B is gonna win just because those hairs I like just laid down are already popping back up again. I will be back in a few hours to see how she held. All right guys, it is now 10:49. So also if you like Bob's Burgers, please appreciate my Coochie Kobe background. This has been on my face for, what has it been, like 11 hours? 12 to 11? Yeah, like what is this crusty dry piece of skin that I just picked off my face? Disgusting. My brows pretty much look the same. I will say the Got2B side definitely held up better. Okay, so you can see the Got2B side here. I like to kind of do one of these to show that like there's not really that many pieces sticking up. There's a couple here that have been sticking up, but nothing else really happened. This side, on the other hand, has a lot more hairs out of place. You can kind of see them sticking up here. Like basically my whole tail is a little disheveled. And I did notice pieces kind of coming loose after about an hour. I mean, not this bad, but a couple. But like the pen itself was perfect. So I mean, overall, I do like both products. I like the ease of use of this one, and I think I'd probably use this for more of like an everyday situation because let's be real, right now, pandemic times, I'm like doing my makeup either to like film a video for a couple hours or like run errands for a couple hours. So I don't really need something that's gonna last me 11 hours. But I definitely do think that this is your heavy duty glue. I guess if you have like fair hair or like finer hair in your brows and they're not as finicky as mine, this would probably work great for you. But if you have more of that stubborn, coarse hair, the Got2B glue, while it's a little bit more work, it just holds much better than this. I mean, I'll still keep using this. And like, I mean, obviously the price difference is substantial compared to, you get 0.17 ounces in here, or sorry, let's see if we have grams. You get 5 grams in here and you get 175 grams in here. So you get 170 more grams, obviously. But again, I do like the ease of use of this, and I would probably use this for more of like an everyday situation, and like highly recommend the NYX brow pens if you're looking for a good brow pen. They're super affordable, they're easy to get your hands on, and I think they're amazing. And I definitely think if you're looking for that fluffy brow situation, the brow pens are fire. And also the brow pens were easier to use on top of the Got2B as well. So the Got2B kind of wins, I guess, but I mean, they both still look good. I don't mind a couple stray hairs, although we're looking a little crazy. So yeah, that is all I've got for you today. I'm gonna go to bed now because this is my bedtime. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below if you have tried the NYX Brow Glue, or if you use the Got2B, or if there's some other magical brow gel out there that I should try. Let me know. I know that Anastasia has one, but your girl is cheap. And like, everyone's reviewed that. That's boring. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!